Call to order and stand for the pledge, please. Doug, do the honors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's take a moment for our loved ones who are not with us, away overseas. Thank you. Okay. Do I have to make any motions here before we get started?
Did you open the meeting?
Motion to open? Do I have a motion to open?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you. We have our first application tonight is ZB 2400533 Lomela. Paul and Donna Hardesty, the applicant, is requesting a 7-inch, shouldn't that be a 6-inch variance? 6-inch right yard setback?
24.5, it's 7.
Is it says 7, but I think
It's 24 feet 5 inches.
So it's 7 inches.
24.5, right?
24 feet, 5 inches.
Is it 24 feet 5 inches or 24 and a half feet?
All right, that's the
That's the question.
question.
Well, it says 24
Anyway.
feet, 5 inch, so I would say it's 24 feet, 5 inches. So they need a 7-inch variance.
7-inch right yard setback for the construction of a single-family dwelling with 25 feet as the minimum setback in the R40 zoning district. Said variance will result in a 24-foot, 5-inch right yard setback. Said request in violation of the Town of Fishkill Town Code Section 150. Attachment 1, Schedule of Regulations for Residential Districts. The board is to consider accepting the application and to consider scheduling a public hearing for a future date. Do we have the Hardesty's here?
Yes. Good evening. Thank you. Yes, we,
Speak into the mic if you could,
Sorry.
Mr. Thank you.
yes, good evening, and thank you for allowing us to address the board. We completed a foundation pour, and upon doing the post-survey review, we came up short on the 25-foot setback, so I believe they were trying to square up the front of the house, and they shifted it slightly. You can see the corner is off slightly, and probably just a couple of feet of the foundation is off. The rest, the front, the back, and the left side are all in compliance. It's just the right side corner.
Did you smack anybody around?
You know, we wanted to. So it's time and effort, and I'm sorry to bring this to you,
I
but
totally understand.
we have to do it.
Does anybody have any questions for the Hardesty's?
No.
No questions.
No, not at all.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to accept the application?
Motion to accept the application?
And a
Second.
second? And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll schedule a public hearing for the next meeting on, what is that, November 19th? Okay,
By motion, please?
motion to schedule,
Motion to schedule this meeting, this for the next
Public
meeting,
hearing?
for public hearing on November 19th.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Good luck, folks.
Thank you very much. Have a great
Just so
evening.
you know, Mr. Chairman, that'll be the second one, because we have basis on first.
I'm sorry?
We have basis on the next meeting first for
So that'll be
November.
the second
this will be
public
the second one.
That'll be the second one?
For that night.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Okay. Thank you, folks.
Good night.
Thank you.
See you next month.
I might suggest that we put that one on first before basis at the
Yes.
next meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the second application is ZB 24006, 129 Route 82, John Scarpelli. The applicant is requesting a front yard variance to install a 12-foot by 18-foot prefab shed in the front yard where such structure is not permitted in the front yard. Such request in violation of Town Code Section 150-48. Attachment 1, Schedule of Regulations for Residential Districts. Board is to consider accepting the application and consider scheduling a public hearing for a future meeting date. Is Mr. Scarpelli here?
Yes.
Good evening. How you doing?
How are you?
Good, good. So yeah, I'm requesting to see if I could put the shed, I have an existing garage that, you know, is in front of the front line of the main residence now, which was before non-conforming. So I wanted to put it to the right of that. I meet all the setbacks. It's just the code does not permit any sheds to be beyond the main resident property line. But seeing that I have a garage there already, my option was a shed or extend the garage. I mean, I think it's 6 of one, half of another. It still would be before the board here for approval. It doesn't look like it puts any impact on any of the properties. Is there any privacy around the other houses, even off the main road there? So I was asking to, you know, get that approval if possible. In 2019, I had a permit for a 10 by 10, or 10 by 12 rather. That had expired. I never got it. I never closed it out due to COVID, and we just let it go. Then I decided, I reapplied for a 12 by 18. I figured if I'm going to do it, I'll go a little larger. And 12 foot is the width, 18 going back. So it basically runs parallel with the existing garage.
I have some questions.
Sure,
I
absolutely.
have some concerns, but I wanted to know if anybody else has any questions concerning this application.
Well, you did answer one. So there's an existing building.
Yes.
And you're looking to put up another building.
Well, it's a prefab, what I'm looking for is a prefab garage, shed from, who am I getting it from?
Well, so there'll be two buildings.
Yeah, there'd be
Right.
two buildings
Okay.
here, not attached to one another unless I had to,
Right.
you know, with a breezeway. So
You've
there'd be a
done
separation
lot
of,
work on that property.
excuse me?
You've done a lot of work on that property.
Well, thank you,
so
yeah. I mean, I don't have too many
see
options.
Google, and I kind of, you know, I looked on Google, and they give you like kind of the history, so that's where I noted that. I do have a question. Is this like a place of business?
No,
for
this is my
trucks?
residence.
So this would be like for your own?
Oh, yeah,
personal-
yeah, I mean,
Not to say junk, but.
I have a lot of
for
crap.
your-
So, according to my wife, yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Where
So,
is she?
so what I did was, I did have the existing shed there, I removed it as per the building department to reapply, and all that stuff I basically took out and put in my shop, and I have a storage shed in another facility just for my business. So everything's right there now, but yeah, I do have a lot of stuff, so.
You guys?
Yeah, you said you tore down the shed?
No, we didn't tear it down,
You never-
I
you never put the
removed
10 by
it.
10 up?
Yes.
Okay, so you got a building permit, but you would have needed a variance for that one as well, right? Because it's in the front yard.
Yeah, no, right, exactly. We were going for that. We weren't going for the variance. I had a building permit, but from what I understand, it was issued in error. So, no big deal. I had to meet current codes. Richie Travis showed me the code. I read it myself beforehand, and I said, I saw that, you know, and I thought they were just giving it to me because, you know, it was only a 10 by 12. I don't know. I didn't question why I was given it to in 2019. But now I get it. You know, it's a little bigger shed. Doesn't look like any impact, but, you know, code is the code, so.
Right. Question for you is, I went by there today, I was a little quick, I had a truck behind me, so couldn't really see what was going on. But how visible is this going to be from the road? Because I guess that's the major concern when you put a shed in the front yard.
How far is it from the road?
Yeah, how visible will this be from the road? Is there a lot of trees?
Well, yeah, I have trees that are shedding the whole front, you know, the abrevieties. I have them, and I have some pines, and then I have a little fence that's shading that. So honestly, unless you pull in the driveway or you drive by, you don't really see it. And the shed is not that tall. It's not as tall as the garage, the existing garage.
Okay.
You have a lot of landscaping.
And it's, excuse me?
You have a lot of landscaping in the fence and the, so the angle of the road looking up onto your property, you're not like level, it's not looking at.
No, right, you are elevated, sure, absolutely. But it's not like intrusive where it's a skyscraper where it's something that's going to be, you know, obscene or something, you know.
I was just concerned about how visible it was from the road, that's all,
Yeah.
you know, being in the front yard.
I mean, the shed, I had submitted a picture of the shed. You know, it's a nice shed, it's in good taste, it's not a, it's an A-frame, like, complements the garage, and it has 2 barn doors in the front, rather a garage. I thought a garage opening, right, a garage opening wouldn't look that nice, so.
That's the picture, you mean a rendering like that? There's not a photograph of it or a...
So it's 12 foot wide, yes, 18 back, correct. 2 barn doors in the front, I believe they're 6 foot wide. So you'll have 3 foot returns on either side.
Do you have the dimensions from the front yard and from the side yard line?
Oh, yeah, I put them on the application, yeah, but off the top of my head, from the front, I think it was like 65 feet. From the side yard, it's over 40 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet from the front.
He's got quite a bit of room there.
Can somebody point me to those dimensions? Because I was looking for the dimensions, I can't find them, like the...
There should be a drawing there
Page
with
14, page 14, oh, there it is, right there, right. Page
63
14.
foot, I was off 2
This-
feet.
this-
That's it?
I see, thank you.
Anybody else, questions? Well, my concern, you know, to me, a shed is a temporary structure. And I think that's the primary reason why they don't like sheds in front yards. And I would much prefer, if we're gonna go with a variance, to add on to the garage, which is a permanent structure. And, I mean, I got a shed in my backyard, 15 years, the back wall is rotting out. And I could see that happening to just about any shed out there.
Yeah, I had no objection of that. I had asked the building department, and they thought that that probably wouldn't happen, but if you guys are suggesting that, I'm in agreement to that. I don't have a problem with that. It can make, you know, a 3-car garage will make it nice, you know, in front. I want to do it in good taste. We're not going anywhere. I want to make sure it looks nice, you know, it's,
I mean, it's more money.
obviously,
you know,
obviously.
but-
You know, I got to get architectural
I mean-
plan. No, I know.
But I mean, like I said, you know.
But it'll add value as
You do have
well.
a nice place there, I mean, that's no doubt, but, you know, I just think
Well-
making it a permanent structure, that's just really, in just my opinion.
So you still need the variance, though, to add on to the existing garage, correct?
Right, so it would be a completely different application than the one submitted, so
Right,
we'd
it'd
have
be
to
a
go back.
different
and-
application.
And put in a new app.
Be a different application, but, you know.
Why would he need a variance then? If you're meeting all the setbacks.
Because it's non-conforming, it's in front of the house. Now, I think.
Even though it's,
I don't know how long that garage has been there.
it's been there since the house was built,
You know when that was built?
1954, I think?
So before the zoning codes went into effect.
Okay, I got it.
Me and,
I mean, because that is
And,
an existing line there, we can't, I mean, what,
yeah, I was trying to, I discussed this with Mr. Petros about if we can grandfather it in because it's an existing structure, and he says, no. Because it's in front of the house, we're altering the footprint, it has to be, you have to reapply.
That was the
Yeah,
question.
the expanding an existing nonconformity, which
Right,
requires a variance.
Right, so, I mean, that's just my opinion, you know. See, in my opinion, and again, I'm just one vote here, okay? I would reject the application and ask you to reapply with an addition onto the garage. You know, that's what I would do. But again, I'm only one vote. It's up to these guys whether they want to accept this application and move forward.
but what is the impact? I mean, I'm not against, you know, building the garage over, not at all. But what is the impact of a shed that's not permanent that could be removed? I mean,
Because it's a temporary structure. That's
no, I understand that, but what are you worried about? I know you said yours is rotted out and stuff in the back. Because it's temporary, what does that mean that it can't be there for,
Well, I think I've heard this from years ago. One of my neighbors in Beacon Hills had a shed in his front yard, and he
Right.
went to sell the house. He was told he had to remove it because it was a temporary structure. Kind of made sense at the time, you know.
Yeah, but
So
did he have, I mean, if you have a permit on it, I mean,
I don't
they
know.
can't force you to,
I don't know, but
to remove it,
probably
right?
not, you know. But like I said, you know, that would be again, this is just my opinion.
No, I get it.
have
I appreciate it.
another question. I do have another question.
Sure.
Just in thinking of the temporary, is this going to be on a slab?
No, it's going to be on gravel.
Gotcha.
So, but the base of it is on 4x4s. It's a built structure from,
It's a prefab shed, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I don't know, whether temporary or not, it's not like it's something that's not nice to look at. I mean, but again, you know, you guys got to decide. I get it.
I mean,
If it's falling apart, it's going in the garbage. I mean,
well, I mean, what would the difference be if his garage?
I'll be honest with you.
And brought it down. I mean, he's going to take care of his property, right? I mean,
Concrete garage.
well, no, it's a wood constructed garage, is it not?
Yeah. Well, the garage is block,
Yeah.
wood roof.
Okay.
So it's all block and wood roof, and if I was gonna do it, I don't know if I would do this, I'd probably have to do the same, because honestly, it's all stucco. And that's the other thing, I mean, if I do it, I'm probably gonna have to stucco the whole thing to make it match. That's the old-time stucco, that's not Stowe, or, that's the real McCoy, you know, and I could probably match it anyway, I mean, I'm not worried
I
about it.
don't want to be pushing you to spend a whole lot more money.
Well, you gotta remember,
Something
that's gonna cost me architectural fees, and I'm not saying I wouldn't wanna apply in maybe in a couple of years for that, but at hand, it doesn't help me, because that's gonna take time for the variance, plans, build it,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a lot bigger expense than a
Oh,
shed.
it absolutely is, I mean,
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that, no doubt.
No, I respect your opinion, and I understand what you're saying, but I can't, if it's temporary and it can be removed and it's done in good taste, I don't see the downfall. If it has to be, let's say I do the garage, and then I'm gonna obviously remove it and get rid of it, either sell it or move it to another location. But, I mean, my problem at hand right now is I have no storage. I got two-car garage with no storage. I have a little attic up there, but that doesn't help me for lawn equipment and stuff like that. And whatever miscellaneous stuff I bring home.
Now, is this location next to the garage based on that's where you want it, or it's really the only place you can put it?
Well, if you look the lay of the land and you walk the land, everything's uphill.
Okay, so it's,
When I did the pool, I had to hammer the rock out.
okay.
So, you know, it's not an easy lay to lay a shed. Even if I went up the hill there and tried to get behind, you're talking like this, I'd have to build the whole front or dig out half the earth.
That's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah.
There's
So
really
that's,
nowhere else to put it.
I'm kind of at a downfall with that, you know?
Okay. I don't want to
Yeah, well,
dominate
that
the
was my
question to
first
anybody else.
question,
No,
too.
you're fine.
That was my first question, you know, so. All right, well, let's take a vote. Should we accept the application? Do I have a?
I'll make a motion, to accept this application.
I'll second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'm going to decline, but we will accept your application.
And I accept that. I accept your decline. But I'm going to say aye if that means anything, so.
We'll schedule a public hearing for next month, September 9th, November
Wanna take a
19th.
motion to that?
Motion
Do I have
to
a
schedule a public
motion to
hearing?
schedule a public hearing and a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll accept.
Aye, thank you.
Okay.
Have a
luck
good
to
night,
you.
thank you.
Aye.
Okay, our next is a review of the Homeland Towers application. And we're going to review the resolution of approval for the following area variances for the construction of a wireless communications facility, including a 150-foot tall monopole to support equipment for Verizon Wireless and future collectors. A left side yard setback of 45 feet, with 75 feet as a minimum setback in the general business area zoning district. Said variance will result in 30-foot side left yard setback. The rear yard setback of 33 feet with 75 feet is the minimum setback in the GB zoning district. Said variance will result in a 42-foot rear yard setback. The meeting scheduled for Tuesday, November 19th with a deadline of, that's the next zoning board meeting. Okay. This is, we're going to review the resolution for approval, okay?
Yeah, so as you know, the board closed the public hearing and discussed the matter at the last meeting and directed me to prepare and provide a resolution. I've provided that draft to you. It's been circulated. And,
I saw that, yeah.
you know, if anybody has any questions about it, you can, feel free to ask me or discuss it amongst yourselves. If everyone has reviewed it and everybody finds it to be acceptable, you can entertain a motion to approve the resolution as drafted.
Does anybody have any questions?
No.
I read it, and it looked pretty thorough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So I have a motion to accept the resolution.
Motion to accept the resolution.
To approve it.
To approve the resolution.
Have you sign it?
And have Ron sign it.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you have any questions?
No, thank you so much. Have a great night. Maybe we can make the game.
We do want to hear from you anyway.
Come on, Ron, you're almost done.
Okay.
The home stretch here.
All right, we have one more thing, and that's the motion to adjourn, right? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Go Yankees.
That's my favorite motion.
Motion to adjourn.
It's everybody's.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everyone.